OpenAI just released Sora 2, their latest video generation model. And in this video, I'll show you how to automate that using n8n so that you can run it on autopilot. So you can create videos like this.
Hey, what's up, chat? We're just out here, a little evening stroll on the sea. Watch this part, though. Boom, water to wine right under the sandals. They couldn't put this in the Bible. Too edgy, too epic.
You know why I pulled you over? Wait, is that a giraffe? Sir? Ma'am, step out of the vehicle for me. All right, hooves off the wheel, buddy. Hey, stop the car.
Downel, let's go up to Skycam 7. Chris, what are we looking at?
Yeah, Dino, we're over the 110 just south of downtown, and that's exactly what it looks like. Ronald McDonald in a full clown suit.
Sora 2 is amazing! Well, guess what? Sora 3 is reality, Morty. You're actually in Sora 3 right now. Have fun with that thought.
And if you're not aware, Sora 2 is OpenAI's most advanced video generation model, and it's now a direct competition with Google's Veo3 and Alibaba's WAN 2.5. It can generate not just videos but also synchronized dialogue and sound effects, and it obeys the laws of physics more accurately and more realistically.
Let's take a walk through the office. You ready, buddy? We're passing the engineering pods. Lots of energy in here. How's the vibe? Glad you like it.
If you stick towards the end, I'll show you how to add other people in your generations and also how to remove this watermark. And I'll quickly tell you how to upscale these videos because the video quality is low, as Sora 2 is free for everyone's exploration right now. For those of you who are new here, my name is Vaibhavkejriwalaiautomation and I share my learnings regarding AI and automation using no-code tools, and I also run my own school community where 100 practitioners upskill themselves in AI. And if you don't know, n8n is a no-code open source AI automation platform, and as you see, the demand for it is rising very rapidly because of how easy it is to use and create these workflows. And just to quickly show you the Sora platform, it's basically like a social media platform like TikTok where you can upload reels, you have your draft section, and then you can upload the ones which you like, and you can get likes, and then you can do cameos. So what is a cameo? It's basically you asking anyone. So what is a cameo? It's basically you adding a character in your video like Sam Altman, Justin, or anyone that is publicly available, or you can add your friends as well. The setting is up to you. You can decide who gets to add your cameo. And Sora 2 is just released for US and Canada, and you still need an invite code. So that's where this API method will work, because it doesn't matter anywhere you are in the world. You can access it through this API that I'm going to show you right now. So without further ado, let's see what we are going to be covering today. So I'll quickly talk about the tools I'm using. Then I'll talk about the system structure that I have in my mind, and then I'll walk you through the system very quickly. I'll then talk about some optimization opportunities, and then I'll talk about the cost structure of this. And don't worry, it's really low. Alright, for the tools used, we are going to use n8n, our no-code open source AI automation platform. Then we'll use OpenAI's API, that is to basically understand our inputs and then refine them into a proper prompt. We'll use Sky API. So basically, this is a marketplace for video, image, and music models all in one go. It's like a play store for all these LLMs. And then we will use Google Drive to store our inputs and outputs, and Google Sheets to control the entire system. Quickly talking about the system structure. So for inputs, we are going to give it a video idea, the aspect ratio, and then a reference image, which is completely optional. And if we have given it an image, we'll analyze that image to understand what's in it, and then we'll give both the input and the analysis to our prompt generator, either through this or directly. And then once we have the prompt, we'll include a human adjustment step just to see if the prompt is good enough or not, or if we want to regenerate it. And then we'll generate the video using Sora 2's API, and then we'll download and store it in our systems. Let me quickly jump into the system and show you what I have built. So we have three sections. First is user inputs and prompt refinement step, and then we have a video generation step and video storage step. And if you actually want to look at how I build this live step by step, I've created almost an exact replica of this system in one of my previous videos. I have linked it at the top right. You can go watch it there. But don't worry, I'm going to explain everything that's happening here. So let's start by actually uploading one of our inputs, and then I'll talk to you what's happening at each step. I have zoomed it a bit, and let me just execute this workflow. And for the video idea, I want a baby panda DJing with oversized headphones. And aspect ratio, I'm going to select 9:16, and I'm going to submit here. And as you see, the form is submitted now, and it had two options. Either if you have an image, you should go to this path. If you don't have an image, you take this path. And as you can see, this is just a switch node, and if it says if reference image exists, then you output as image. If it doesn't, you output in the other branch, which is the fallback branch, and as you can see, reference image was null here. Now coming back quickly and just having a look at this. So this is basically my prompt refinement agent. So for the inputs, what I've done is given it video idea and aspect ratio, and as you see, these are dynamic values and they get refined, and you can see the result on the right side as to what the preview would look like. And as you see, aspect ratio and video idea is here. And for the system message, what I have done is given it a role, quickly talked about the overview and given it instruction. Specifically, I've always asked it to use the think tool because this generally is a complex task, and I've given it some notes like be creative but stay consistent, and this is basically generated by ChatGPT. I just asked it that I have these two inputs, generate me the prompt for this video generation agent, and how I created this. So basically, I gave the context to ChatGPT and asked it to generate this system message. And if you look at it, I've given it GPT-4o and this think tool. Think tool is basically an n8n's feature, which basically helps it if there is some complex reasoning or some memory is needed. And if I come back to my Google Sheet setup, as you see, I've set it up so that I can control it everything from here. I have the output links here, video idea, reference image available, the status, and then aspect ratio, the prompt, and some other details which are going to be useful in the output. Now, as you see, the status is video script created. Now, I will have a look at this video prompt and I will see if I want to change this, but I like this prompt. I'm not going to change it, and what I'm going to do is change the status to video script approved. I have copied the video idea, and what I'm going to do is come back, execute the workflow again, choose this panda as a reference image, and then give the same video idea and aspect ratio again 9:16, and then I'm going to submit this and we will see what's happening in this branch. So as you see, when the reference image existed, it basically continued in the image branch. Now first I'm going to upload this into my drive, and for that I'm just giving what is the data field name, what is the file name that I want, and which file and folder I wanted to upload in. And then I'm analyzing this image. So basically this is an image analysis prompt. It's very standard, and again I got it through ChatGPT. This is basically to understand what is in the image, because images can directly not be given as input to any LLM. And then I have a similar prompt generation agent, which basically now has a reference image analysis as well. And as you see on the right side, it's a very detailed analysis of the image, including its dimension. And then for the system prompt, I just modified that you have the analysis of reference image as well. And then once I come back, again I log it in my Google Sheets. So if I open this up, as you see, this is again the same Google Sheets, and I have just added this new row, and this is basically in video script created just like it was there earlier. And now it has some more data, which is basically the image, the prompt, and the reference image ID, URL, and its analysis. Now I'll just change this to video script approved as well. I'm going to come back to n8n and then execute this workflow, and I will quickly talk about what's happening at each step. If you look at this system, I've broken it into two pieces. First is this and second is this. And the idea is I want the human to approve the video prompt, because these models are expensive and the cost can quickly rise up if you don't do it in a structured manner. Now, if you look at this second step, it is basically a manual trigger here. Then I'm getting the inputs using a Google Sheets here, and I'm giving it a filter that status should be video script approved, so that only the ones which are approved get here, and even the ones which are created do not occur here. And then there is this sub workflow called create video. I'll just quickly talk about it, but what I've done is created a module so that I can use SORA 2 whenever I want. And for its inputs, I've given it a prompt, an aspect ratio, whether a reference image is available or not, and then the reference image ID, which is how I have stored it in my Google Drive. And if I open this workflow, as you see here, I'm getting the inputs, the ones which we have given. So the prompt, the aspect ratio, reference image, and the reference image ID. And then I'm again doing this switch node to see whether it's a text or image model that I need to use, because if the reference image available is no, then I want the text model, and if it is available, then I want to use an image model. And if I quickly come to Kai AI, which is our marketplace for API models, as you see, SORA 2 text to video and SORA 2 image to video are two different models. So that's why I want to switch the workflow basis the inputs that I have. And then I have configured two HTTP requests for text to video and image to video. And for doing that, I came to KaiAI, went through their API documentation in detail, tested it a bit, and then came back here and configured it. I've just pulled the current execution that is running so I can easily talk about what's happening. So I open the text to video model, and as you see here, it's just an HTTP node. I've given it the model, the prompt which you can see here, the aspect ratio which was 16:9, so it is converting this into portrait, and then the quality into HD, and the cost for quality is same HD and standard, so why not use HD. And then as you see, the output is basically this code, this message, and the key one is this task ID, which is what we are going to refer it in the later stage. Next step is a wait node of 60 seconds or a minute, because these models take time to run, so that's why I've added a wait node. And then the next step is checking the status, and then basis the status, success, fail, or generating, I have added a wait node again of 20 seconds and check the status again, and if it succeeds, I'm going to set the response here. So I'll just quickly show what's happening in these nodes. So check status is nothing but this URL, and I'm giving this task ID so that it can get the details. And as you see, it ran 10 times because it was not done in the first time and it takes a lot of time. So if I go to the first run, as you can see here, the state was waiting, and what happened is when it went here, if it was success, it would have gone into success branch. If the state would have been fail, it would have gone to the fail branch, but anything else would go into the generating branch or the fallback branch, and since it was generate, it went into the fallback branch. And if I open the first one, you see here fallback, and there were multiple states, so that's why I collated them all into this branch. And then it waited 20 seconds again, checked the status again, and that happened for 9 times. And in the 10th run, it was success, and that's when I just basically cleaned it. So I wanted the result URL, task ID, model, and the input so that I can refer to it at a later stage, and that's what I have done. For the result URL, I just dragged this result JSON and then modified it so that I remove this starting part and I only get this link. For the task ID, I just dragged this here, and then for the model, I just took this model here and dragged this here and just removing it back here. And then for the input, I just took this one, which is the param that I copied in, and that's how I got this system. And that's the same thing that's happening in this image branch as well. The only difference is that the model is image to video instead of text to video, and then the image URL section is there wherein we give it the reference image. And as you see, it is connecting back again to the wait node. And don't worry folks, I'm going to be giving this system away in my free school community. Link is going to be in the description, so you can check it out directly if you don't want to build this by yourself. Let me just come back once this is done, and I'll quickly show you the results of what has happened. Now that this is done, let me just quickly talk about what's happening in the last section. So first of all, I'm just downloading the result. So if you see here, we have this result URL, that is what I've put here, and then nothing else is needed, and it downloads the results. And I can actually come and view these results here, and I'll get the video output. And then I'm storing them in my Google Drive. And again, it's the very same thing. I'm giving it a file name, basis format I want, and then I'm telling it which folder to save it in. Once it is done, I'm then logging the video, and basically I'm using the submitted at, which is the time step when I gave this input. So this is always going to be unique. And then I'm giving it the drive video link, the normal video link, the idea, the status to video created, and then the task ID, and then the model, so that I can refer it to a later stage. And if you see here, it has two branches, success and error. And if I just quickly open this up, as you see here, what I'm doing it is giving the video link, and in that I'm just outputting the error message, which is json.error, and then for status I'm saying video error. That's all that I'm doing. And how to configure this? So basically I open this node, gone in the settings, toggle the always output data, and then on error I said continue using error output. So by default it is at stop workflow, and then you have two options, continue and continue using error output. Continue just means it will pass the error message as item in the regular output, and using error output means defining the specific output as error. So that's where when I come and configure this, I can say json.error, which is going to come here. Now that we have created this system, let's just quickly look at the outputs that this generated. Now this is the text only output, so let's see. And then let's look at the output when we gave the reference image. So if you see, the outputs are really different. One has the background of nature and one has the background of a DJ room. So that's how you control the output, by giving it a reference image and telling it what you want exactly. And if you remember, we gave it the same exact video idea. Just to compare, I actually ran the same inputs through Veo3 and we'll quickly look at the outputs as well. So let's first look at the text output. And then look at this image output. Now, as you see, the text output is much better, and there is this weird thing happening when there is this panda at the back, and then there is this another panda who is playing. So I think OpenAI just beat Google, because even with the reference image, it understood that this panda is supposed to, play this. It doesn't have to be two different pandas. I want to just quickly talk about how you can actually use this in real life and integrate it in your own workflows. So first of all, instead of this manual n8n form, you can actually link it to your own systems and use a webhook call, and you can use any database that you want instead of Google Sheets, and it will be better if you use your own databases. And then you can have a human approval step. Once you click on approve, and only and then the video gets generated through this module. Next, you can actually create templates for different kinds of inputs you have. So let's say if you want to create a cameo or add someone in the video, you can have a template for the video prompt. Or if you want to create something animated like the panda DJ that I created, you can have a template for that as well. And it actually depends on you what you want to create and what kind of templates you want to have. And talking about the real life use cases, you can actually create ads using this for product launch. You can create animations for different logos. You can even create influencer style ads with this. And I have linked a video at top right where I talk about that in detail. And the possibilities are endless. It all depends on what you want to do and how you want to use this system. Now, let me just quickly talk about the cost structure. So you have reference image generation, video generation, and prompt refinement. Reference image generation basically takes 2 to 3 cents max, and let's say you take 2 attempts, so you get 6 cents. Video generation takes about 10 seconds per video, and if I quickly show you in Kai AI, they say 10 cents for a 10-second video with audio, and they have mentioned that it has a watermark from OpenAI and they are working on removing it. So now this is 10 cents per video. I think they are probably doing it because they are using Sora's website directly, and I don't know how long it will happen, and that's why the quality is not the best. But you can actually upscale it and use this till it lasts, and once they have an official API, we will be able to use it as well. And then once you come back, prompt refinement takes around a cent, or you can do it for free using ChatGPT. So the max you are going to spend it on this is 20 cents per 10-second video. And let me just quickly show you how you can do it through Kai API directly as well. You basically come here, select the model, and then you give it the prompt. You talk about the aspect ratio, the quality, and then click on run. It is as simple as that. And for the image model, you just need to add an image as well. So you just select this file and there you can create it. That's it. Although it's not very structured and the output is very uncontrolled, so I do not recommend it at all. And lastly, let me talk about how you can refine it even further. So the first part is basically removing the watermark. So you can come to this website called magicerasure.org. I'll link it in the description. You can upload the video and then remove the watermark as you want, and it is free. The next piece is basically upscaling the video. So you can go to Veo3. It is very similar to Kai AI, and you go there and you search for Topaz, which is their upscale model from video to video. And I have linked the video at the top right where I actually upscale the video, and it's in the description as well. And then I want to talk about how you can add cameos. So if you come to Sora and actually add someone, you see it comes as @SamA. So if you know the character's cameo ID, you can just quickly have that here. If you come to the Google Sheet, come to the video prompt. In this, instead of baby panda, I can just write @SamA, and it will actually create this in the Sam Altman's face. And let me just quickly show you the output of the same. Now let's look at what did Sam Altman do.
You ready? Make some noise for our Panda DJ! Let's go! Keep it moving out there, keep it moving!
As you see, almost a 99.9% replica of Sam Altman. Alright, if you want to automate SORA too, all you gotta do is join the school community, link is in the description. Come to YouTube resources and then search for the video which will be here. And as you see, let's take this video as example. And as you see here, I have given both the JSON files that were part of this video. And then come back here and then click on these three dots and then import from file. And you will have this along with the setup guide and the YouTube video to direct this as well. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button and share it with a friend who's working on an AI or marketing project. That's it from my side. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.